What's up fam, this is Legato from Omega Alpha. Today we're going to go over a chunk of upcoming projects that I have on my radar and I think you should too. A couple of these are super early and some are huge and are minting soon. As usual, we're going to go rapid fire and cover a double-digit amount of projects really fast. I'm not going to waste your time and talk about one project for 20 minutes. Right now in this market, it's all about quantity. The higher number of projects that you know about and keep an eye on will greatly increase the chances that you'll get that 1 out of 10, which is a banger. As always, I am not a financial advisor. Any information I say on this video is not to be taken as financial advice. You literally don't even know if I have pants on right now. Why would you listen to anything that I say? As always, please hit that like and subscribe button if you like this content. We make sure to cover every NFT related angle on this channel. So if you're new or an OG, there's going to be something for you here. Let's get into it. Alright, first off, we're going to cover the big ones and get these out of the way. Memeland. You've probably heard of it. It's huge. Their first collection was this one, You the Real MVP. The floor price right now is 32 ETH. You could literally buy a couple mutant apes for the same price and have extras for burger money. It has 1900 ETH traded volume. I'll be honest, I remember when this minted and they were asking 5 ETH. I thought it was wild. Well, here I am. I sure wish I did that. In addition to that project, they also did the Potatoz, which is a free mint, which the floor price is around 3 ETH as of recording this video. And their main collection, the Captainz mint, is on January 4th. The mint price is 1.069 ETH. It's incredibly difficult to get meme listed for this project. I'm on the waitlist, but honestly, there's probably no way in hell that it gets there. By the time this video hits YouTube, it's probably going to be pretty close to that mint date. And a lot of alpha groups are anticipating that this is going to be a 5 ETH floor immediately. This is the most anticipated project in my opinion. So I'm excited to see how it's going to affect the space as a whole. Next up is Petz. Again, you've probably heard of this one. It's huge. I think Omega Alpha first collabed with Petz in like June or July of 2022. And then we collabed again later for some community and Twitter spots. Shout out to the Petz fam. You know who you are. This one was always one to watch, but ever since they did that big collab with Memeland, it just skyrocketed. It is also tied into Keungz Genesis, which is also connected to Memeland, which is also connected to Earpitz, which is also connected to Taiji. Even if the teams are different, their ecosystem and connections are very similar. Keungz Genesis right now has a floor price of 10 ETH, and the Keungz Cubs collection is minting around Christmas 2022. I'm recording this video before that, but it's definitely going to have already minted by the time you see this. It's like I'm talking to a future version of me. Petz is 100% on my radar, but it's not minting really soon. As per the last announcement, they're going to mint after the Chinese New Year in 2023, which probably means the end of January or February at some point. It's still possible to get whitelisted for this one. I really think it's going to be good, so I would try to get it if you can. I mentioned it a couple seconds ago, but I wanted to throw Earpitz out there as well. Again, it's super hyped, solid team behind it, it's connected to everything else. This one doesn't have a mint date either, but it's in my top 5. Killer art, killer team, and really connected. If you scroll down their Twitter, it's nothing but bullish. So make sure this one's on your radar too. The last monster project that I want to talk about in the beginning of this video, just to get it out of the way, is Ether. Ever since the very first tweet in July, people have been super excited about this one. For months there was almost nothing, except some cool looking art and a couple tweets. Some of the influencers I know talked to them behind the scenes early, but there was like no public information. They recently got a little FUD because they announced a super high mint price for their collection. I believe it was 1 ETH off the top of my head, and it's a 10,000 supply. There's really not that much information at all about this project. They just opened their Discord publicly, and it's literally followed by everyone and their mother. Seriously, I think my mother may be following this if I look hard enough. Just kidding, love you mom. I have a feeling that this isn't minting anytime soon, and they're going to take their time and try to show all the value that they're going to provide to build up to that large mint price. We'll see. Star Symphony's pretty early and only has about 6,000 followers as of the time of recording this video. There's not a huge amount of information about it, just the art that they've shared in various tweets. But it's one of those projects that's been making its rounds in all the groups that I'm in. This is another example of a project where every influencer I know is following it this early, so I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. Next one up is Free Jojo. I feel like this one came out of nowhere. I heard about it the first time like last week and it's already at almost 30,000 followers. It has that old school cartoon vibe. And every single post they put on Twitter is getting a huge amount of engagement, even now. It's simple, clean art, nothing incredibly exciting, but sometimes that's what does the best. If you click on the button in the top right of the website, you can apply to get on the Jojo list here too. You just have to be okay with connecting your wallet, Twitter, and Discord. They just shared information about the artist, which is Ezra Brown on Instagram. There's over 100k followers on this page. In addition, it's a free mint. I mean, this is a no-brainer to watch. I figured it would make sense to do Franky's dinner next because it's a similar type of old-style art. This appears to be all animated though. The supply on this project is 1930, and they claim that every single NFT is a one of one. I actually remember seeing this project months ago. If you scroll down their Twitter, they've been making posts for like 6 months now. I feel like this project is the type that has a chance to just come out of nowhere, mint, and blow up once more people see it. If you check out the website, it's pretty cool. And if you keep scrolling down the webpage, it gives you a little bit more information about the project. I found this part at the bottom interesting, where they talk about the art style and call it rubber hose animation, which was popularized in American animated films in the 1930s. I'm gonna guess that's probably why they went with the supply of 1930. I know, I'm on the ball. Let's see where it goes. Next up is DIGIMONKZ. They already have a Genesis collection of 111. On OpenSea as of right now, it shows the floor price is 1.24 ETH. And honestly, the floor is super thin. I don't know a lot about this project, but anything that can keep a Genesis collection at that high of a floor price and is releasing a second project is definitely something I want to keep an eye on. As of right now, their Twitter has about 12,000 followers. And if you scroll down their Twitter, it looks like they've already done a few collabs with some big projects. If you want to dive into their Medium page, you can check out the link tree on their Twitter. There's a lot of information there. It looks like they're not even thinking about minting until the first quarter of 2023 at some point. But with a low supply in a Genesis project with that high of a floor, it's definitely something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Next one up is Syndicate. There's about 8,500 Twitter followers right now. I haven't seen this mentioned too much, but I think the art is really cool. This is the artist. They have 6,500 followers. I mean, I think this style of animation is really neat. There's a lot more information about the artist's other artworks, and they actually have a foundation where it looks like recent sales are around anywhere from 0.3 to 0.7 ETH. I also always appreciate it when projects do marketing pieces like this, showing that they hit a certain amount of followers on Twitter, opening up their Discord, or just collab art like this when they worked with Llamaverse recently. That cyberpunk llama does look pretty dope. If you look on their one tweet, it gives you a link to their recruit form. It has your normal information on here to fill out. It looks like they'll send you a Discord invite if you're picked. That may also mean whitelisted, I'm just not 100% sure. They talk about being a Web3 misfit on here, and the one question is, tell us a time when you felt like you didn't belong. What kind of space do you wish to be a part of? So it looks like they're trying to go with that type of angle. I always appreciate when projects stick to a theme with the lore and the story and art, so I'm down. Let's see where it goes. So the next one up is interesting. It's called Pixel War. It has about 11,000 followers right now, and there's not too much on Twitter about it. They claim to be the first NFT strategy role-playing game. I'm not sure if they're actually the first, but I'm a gamer, I'm down. The reason why this caught my attention actually originally is because I thought it was all stolen art. If you look at their webpage and scroll down, you can actually see exactly what their NFTs are going to look like. Pretty cool, right? If you really dive in, they have all kinds of different items, stats, and it really looks like they're trying to embrace the whole role-playing game type of thing. However, being a big Dungeons & Dragons nerd, I've seen this art before. Reroll.co is an app where you can actually create characters in this pixelated art style. It's really cool actually. If you play any tabletop role-playing games, one of the hardest things to do is find art that fits your character. I know, I'm a nerd. So this app is pretty neat. I think I first used it 2 years ago. However, if you zoom in, it is the exact art on Pixel War. Like, exactly. So when I was speaking with one of the collab managers, I immediately called him out on it. I figured this was another scam with stolen art. I even messaged Reroll. However, to my surprise, I did get a reply back. They actually confirmed that they did legitimately get permission to use their pixelated art. And the team at Pixel War got back to me and acknowledged it as well. They're going to probably release some information about it at some point in the near future. But I did want to share that. So props to them for being on the up and up. The idea of some cool pixelated art, stats, and an RPG game definitely get my feet wiggling, so let's see if they pull it off. Metaka Wars is next up on our list. It's an NFT collection by the father of the Gundam, Kunio Okawara. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. I'm not sure of all the details, but if it has any type of official connection to Gundam, that's a big deal. That alone is enough for me to watch this. Gundam is one of the world's most popular and well-known anime franchises. So again, it's a no-brainer. If you scroll down their Twitter, you can see the artist actually drawing some stuff, and various other tweets and examples of the art. I will say that some of these tweets have like 0 engagement, and others have a ton. It looks like they've partnered with OKX Wallet, so I'm not 100% sure what blockchain or direction they're going to go. But to me, it doesn't matter what blockchain they're on. If it's flippable, mintable, or worth holding, I'm on it. The official website looks pretty cool, and if you scroll down, it gives you a little bit more information about the project and what they're doing. Also, if you scroll about halfway down, you can put your address in here and submit it. It looks like they're going to do a whitelist raffle. Time to break out the burners. So I wanted to at least mention it on this video. This one is Project ZeroX. They have about 41k followers as of right now. They say that they're trying to build a Web3 idolverse, and if you know, idols are pretty big in Japan and Asian culture. And they're directly connected with Meet 48, which is Asia's largest idol metaverse, merging worlds and realities. They have about 34k followers. If you scroll down their Twitter, you'll see that they have a lot of collabs, posts, and all kinds of stuff going on. Again, it totally fits with the Asian meta. They also have a Medium which has a lot of information. Unfortunately, the Medium is not in English, so yeah, I don't know if I can help you too much with this one. But it looks like the total supply is 8848, 2048 are free mints, and then the rest are paid. Don't quote me on that, but it looks to be a mixed paid and free mint. There's some more information on the website. It looks to be pretty well done. And I know some of the team behind this are connected with some other big Asian projects which have done well in the past. That's all I really got for this one, but I wanted to mention it. You may have seen this one mentioned in a news post or something like that, but National Geographic is getting into the NFT game. National Geographic, yes, that National Geographic, 5 million Twitter followers, been around for decades, that one, is dropping a collection of 1,888 NFTs exclusively on SnowcrashNFT. SnowcrashNFT is an NFT trading platform. Admittedly, I never even heard about it until like yesterday, but National Geographic is pretty big, so it's enough for me to pay attention to it. They have a video on their website. I mean, they say good morning. They obviously know what they're doing, which just announces that it's a Genesis NFT collection. I think they have over 100 different photographers involved in this, so I'm definitely going to watch this and see what happens. I feel like sometimes big brands can release collections like this and nobody cares, and other times they do awesome. So time will tell with this one. So it's definitely a project I want to keep in the back of my mind. Next up, I want to mention Dori Samurai. If you haven't heard about Dori Samurai, they minted not that long ago with an 888 supply, and they did really well. I think the floor hit 1 ETH for a brief period of time. As of right now, it's around 0.3 or 0.4, I think. It's really cool art. It's AI, but they're referring to it as hybrid AI, where instead of just letting the artificial intelligence create the art on the fly and calling it a day, they're actually editing it, tweaking it, or doing what they need to do to make sure it sets itself apart from normal AI-generated art. Look how cool the art is on this. It's crazy. AI art is not just a trend. It is not going anywhere. It'll only improve and get better. Their Gen 2 drop is coming soon, Dori Girls, and it's definitely one that I'm excited about. Like, look at the art. This is outrageously good. In addition to the really cool art, I know some of the team and one of the founders behind it, and they're actually trying to provide value in their Discord. Alpha, utilities, partnerships, you name it. So it stands out a lot from your normal, hey, here's an AI project, buy it, and then they disappear. So shout out to the Dori squad. AI art as a whole is really getting better and better, and this is a topic for a whole nother video. But here's another one that minted recently, Meka Legends. I definitely paper-handed it, I don't want to talk about it. Totally different style art, but it's pretty cool. It also has stats on the bottom, and they claim to be working on a game. Here's another AI project that minted recently, Makimono. I think the art on these are really cool too. Floor right now is 0.07. I think at one point it was 0.17. I actually bought a couple of these on secondary, which I don't do a lot, but wound up getting scared when the volume dropped. So I paper-handed it pretty early. As AI improves and people get more skilled at using the prompts necessary to create this art, we're just going to continue to get blown away. With all that being said, just be careful when you see these low supply, super cheap AI projects where there's nothing behind it. There's nothing wrong with AI art for the sake of AI art. Just understand that those types of projects either go to zero immediately or pump really fast and usually go to zero immediately later. Don't get stuck holding the bag. The last one I want to mention here has actually been around for a while. I totally forgot about it until somebody mentioned it again recently. Treeverse. Treeverse has 82,000 followers. It's an MMORPG in development. And behind Treeverse is Endless Clouds and Loopify. Loopify has 200k followers. They just sent invites out for pre-alpha testing actually, I think this week. I'm a little out of the loop on all the details, but if you look on their Twitter, they got a lot of art and cool stuff going on. But most importantly, if you look at some of the trailers, this is an actual game. It's not a glorified Kickstarter with a JPEG. Hey, invest in us, and we promise to deliver something in a few years from now. This video has already gone on long enough, so I'm not going to go into a 10-minute deep dive into this. But if you look at the combat, this looks pretty fun. Like, I would totally play this right now. I mean, if we can own NFTs and get together and fight bosses like this, I mean, to me, this is what the future of NFT gaming is about. Web3 decentralized ownership of assets and fun games. Keep an eye on Treeverse. Boom, and there's all the projects that I wanted us to cover today. I tried to hit the monster ones and the small early ones as well. If you like the content that we're putting out and want to see more of it, please hit that like and subscribe button below. Feel free to drop a comment if there's anything you think I missed, or if you have any suggestions for the next video. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. The beautiful thing about this space is that there's hundreds of projects coming out every day. The sad truth is that most projects never pan out. So in my experience, it's best to be aware of everything you possibly can be, and then you can make your own decision when mint day comes. Thanks for taking the time to hang out today, fam. Peace.